Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 11th match of Bobby Fischer and Boris's Spassky game. This is the game number 11. This game is so much similar like game 7 as we discussed and analyzed in the previous videos. I just put the link in the description if you would like and love to just view the game of these two legends. Just watch that video also. Please also like and comment on this video, and please also make sure that you have subbed to the channel. But let's just start. Let's see what happens. As I said, Boris is white pieces and Bobby Fischer has black pieces. Let's just start. E4, C5, Sicilian opening Najdorf 3, D6, D4. And we know all of this theory. C chapters on D4, knight chapters on D4, knight F6, knight C3, A6. What is this opening's name? This is Najdorf, yes. And we again run into the poisoned pawn Najdorf. Right, game number 7, as we analyzed. We have bishop to g5, d6, e6, f4, queen to b6, queen to d2, queen. And now why it has got the poison pawn is that after queen b6, we just don't defend this pawn. This is got the poison pawn. Queen takes on b2, then comes some variation starts with rook to b1 as we just analyze, but we are not going to analyze in this game, and we are just going for the main knight to b3. Knight to b3, as I just mentioned, rook b1 is also possible after, for example, queen to a3, f5, then knight to c6, takes with bishop, rook takes b7, knight coming back on d8, hitting the rook on b7. But we play knight takes on e6, and we are also just threatening here. For example, if he takes, then we just go knight to c7, taking the rook. So he has to take. We now go rook to b3, attacking the queen. After queen to a5, we just take the knight on f6. After takes, we have just bishop to d3, bishop to g7, castle, and this game just continues. But knight to b3. Again, knight to b3 was played in this position. We have queen to a3. Now, different. The differences just starts from now on. In the seventh round, bishop to e2 was just played. Okay, but now Boris Spassky just decides to go for bishop takes on f6. In the 7th round, Bobby was just playing with white pieces and decided to go bishop to e2. But now we have bishop takes on f6. It's a good move. It's the best move in this position, as we just also mentioned in game number 7 of the round between Bobby Fischer and Boris Spassky. G takes on f6. We have bishop to e2 now, and h5. Could be better to go bishop to g7. After castles, rook to f3. This comes knight to c6. Now, rook to g3. The point of rook to g3 is you must be really careful now because of f5 and in some cases queen to h6 coming and just mate. So king to h8 avoids any either. I believe that maybe this move was also possible here. After f5, we just now go king to h8 and we are fine, no problem with black's position here. But king to h8, we have rook to f1, bishop to d7, and rook just to h3. Now the point is actually f5 again is also coming. Rook f4 is coming. next. Okay, f5, rook f4 to just double and put pressure on the h7 pawn. But let's go back to the main line. h5 was just played. We have chaser, knight to c6, king to h1, bishop d7, knight to b1 hitting the queen. Knight b1 hits the queen. We have queen to b4, and Boris Spassky just refuses to exchange the queens, and we will see the reason why did this actually. Okay, we have d5. A better move could be knight to e7. So the point of knight to d7 is that now I'm just threatening d5 myself. And if you take, or just take back with the knight, and I'm so happy with my position here. So after the move c3, queen to a4, knight to d2, knight b1, knight 1 to d2, rook to c8, c4, h4, h3, just preventing any going. So this pawn is not going any further. After knight to g6, f5, bishop to h6, hitting the queen, queen to c3, knight to e5, the game continues. But let's go to the main line where d5 actually was played. In this position, d5 just was played, not knight to e7. We have takes, and you might ask, why did Bobby did this? d5 was not serious problem, serious blunder, but we may call it an inaccuracy. After d5, we just take. Why not? This is just free pawn. After knight to e7, we just have one pawn here. After knight to e7, we go c. Actually, Boris played c4. Good move. Defending the pawn on d5. So knight to f5, queen to d3. We have h4. A better move could be actually e takes on d5. But I understand why Bobby didn't play that. That was very risky line to play and needed a lot of time, calculations, very hard calculations in mind to see is it playable or not. But we will see. E takes on d5. I should point out that queen takes on d5 is not possible because of bishop to e6 after queen to e4, pinning the bishop to the king. We just castle, and now we are just threatening the move h4 and some cases h4 and knight g3 coming. Okay, in some cases h4 and knight g3 are just coming. So it is very risky to play queen takes on d5. So what happens if pawn takes on d5, not queen? Then we have again this h4 move. And now if you play bishop to g4, what should actually black play? What is the best move for black if not bishop to g4? So the point of e takes on d5 was actually to just open this diagonal for his bishop. That bishop to g4 is not possible of knight to g3. H takes on g3, we take on g4. We are just threatening to take here. Okay? And what should believe it or not, play king to h2. After h takes on g3, king takes on g3. It is a very difficult move to see. This defense even. And now even it is worse to say that black is just crushing white. So Rook to g8 was the best move for black. If king was on g3, rook g8. Didn't mention, but let's see. E takes on d5, what else could white do? What is the best move actually for white now is that we saw queen takes refutation of this for white, okay? And we saw even this. And now what happens if knight to c3? Actually, knight to c3 is the best move. Knight to c3. D takes on c4. It looks very scary to just open up your king like this. Now rook coming. A lot of threats. But now we have queen to e4. Check. Bishop to e7. Knight d5. Hitting the queen on b4. So you can't take the knight on b3. After queen to d6, we have bishop takes c4, rook to c8. Now rook after e1, the threat is knight takes on e7 after you just take back. Then you have this, or you go here, then here and here are possible. For example, if you play like this, then knight takes on e7, knight takes on e7, then rook 81, and this is just serious server. If you just try to go here, then we have this even bishop takes on f7, 1, rook takes on d7. This is just over. Queen to h7, king f8, now knight d4 even comes with mate on m1. This is just over. So the best move here for black is just the only move, not the only move, but there are not very moves to play. One of them is king to f8, one of them is bishop to e6, just trying to break this diagonal. After bishop to e6, for example, rook a to d1 is coming, but black survives it, believe it or not, by playing king to f8. After you just play here, we have this move, rook takes on c4, and it is that now it is even black is winning, okay? Even black was winning in this moment. So after bishop to e6, rook a to d1, king to f8, then knight to e3. For example, one of the moves could be knight to e3, rook to takes c4. Anyway, we have knight takes on c4. Sorry. Knight takes on c4. We have queen to b4, and the game continues by just defending and attacking this pawn on b7. The game continues like this. Black goes king to g7. Now rook to c8 is black's idea. But let's go back. Actually, so h4 just was played here, and here we see bishop to g4, good move from Spassky. We see knight to d6. A better move could be knight to e7. After, for example, d takes on e6 was also possible, but a3 is 2. Another good line is a3, but let's see a3 now. After a3, queen to b6. You have knight 1 to d2. After the move f5, we go bishop to f3. And after h3, we just play rook a to e1. And this is strategy good for, strategy better for white. But knight to d6 was just played. We have knight 1 to d2 anyway. f5, a3, hitting the queen. We have queen to b6, c5, queen to b5. So if you take my knight, then I just take your queen. But I move away and attack your rook on h8. See it, guys? Rook on a8. On h8, I mean. Okay. We have take, a4, h3, y queen to e2 was not played because of this simple rook a to e1. And the queen is gone. The queen now is trapped. Believe it or not. Now, actually, a4, the queen is just trapped. We have h3. A takes on b5, takes stays, and rook to h3, attacking the queen. We have queen to f6, knight to f5, c6, bishop c8, takes the pawn on a6, f takes on e6, rook f e1, attacking the pawn. You go bishop to e7, and what do you play in this position? So pause the video and just think for a moment. Yeah, rook takes on e6, and here Bobby Fischer just resigned the game. So Boris Spassky took a nice revenge from Bobby Fischer in this game. Sicilian defense, poison pawn variation, and as I told you, just Fischer played the move h5. h5 was kind of risky to play. Okay, and this is the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Please like and comment, and please also make sure that you have sub to the channel. That would be very encouraging. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please be nice to me and just sub to the channel. Okay, goodbye for now. See you next time for more serious videos on Bobby Fischer and Boris Spassky games on World Championship 1972. Bye for now.